3 things women do that guys love. Now, in the realm of relationships, certain qualities can transcend fleeting trends and momentary desires. Now, these traits, often deeply rooted in our psyche, play pivotal roles in forging strong, enduring bonds with a man. Now, while the nuances of attraction are vast and varied, there are some universally admired attributes that stand the test of time. Now, let's dive into those right now. Now, I'm Brody Boyd with Magnetize Your Man, and as a love coach for over 13 years, here's what I've seen. Now, the first thing women do that guys love is valuing yourself. Now, valuing yourself is all about knowing your worth and respecting yourself. It's that inner confidence that says, I am enough. Now, it's not about being arrogant or thinking you're better than others. It's about loving who you are and standing up for your beliefs and boundaries. Now, when a woman values herself, it sends a message that she won't settle for less. It shows maturity, self-awareness, and confidence. Now, for many guys, this is attractive because it means she's a confident partner who will bring positivity and vibrancy to the relationship. Now, 3 examples of valuing yourself in a way that men love is number 1, saying no. Now, if something doesn't align with your values or comfort level, don't be afraid to politely decline. Number 2 is taking time for yourself. Now, recognize the importance of self-care and don't be hesitant to carve out your me time. Number 3 is seeking personal growth. Now, whether it's picking up a new hobby or setting career goals, always strive to become the best you that you can be. Now, Steve Maraboli once said, "You are beautiful, no matter what they say. Words can't bring you down." Now, this quote explains that the opinions of others shouldn't determine your self-worth. It's all about how you value and see yourself. Now, a great metaphor of what it means to value yourself is to imagine a diamond. Now, over time, it endures tons of pressure, yet it remains one of the most sought-after gems. Now, like a diamond, when a woman values herself despite life's pressures, she will shine even brighter. Her resilience and self-worth makes her truly invaluable. Now, men love when a woman values herself because from a biological perspective, confidence and self-assuredness are seen as indicators of health and strength. In ancient human societies, these were key factors for survival, and those who valued themselves and held their ground were more likely to thrive and protect their communities. So when a woman values herself, it taps into that deep-rooted association of life force that's been hardwired into us. Now, in psychology, when a woman values herself, she creates a kind of magnetic aura around herself. Why? Because it satisfies an inner longing we all have, to be seen and appreciated for who we truly are. Freud would probably say that a woman's genuine self-value could awaken a man's own desire to be authentic and valued. In simple words, seeing someone love themselves reminds us to love ourselves too. Now, there's an ancient proverb that explains the importance of valuing yourself, which is, "Gold fears no fire." It's about how true value remains intact, no matter the challenge. When a woman knows her worth, she's like gold. No matter what life throws at her, her self-value doesn't waver. And that kind of confidence is super attractive. Now, the Bible explains the importance of valuing yourself in Proverbs 31:25, which says, "Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she laughs at the time to come." Now, this speaks volume about a woman who values herself. She wears her self-worth not as arrogance, but as grace, which men can't help but be drawn to. Now, some might say, isn't valuing yourself just being self-centered or too proud? Well, valuing yourself isn't about thinking you're better than everyone else. It's about recognizing your own worth without diminishing the values of others. It's not about ignoring faults, but understanding that flaws don't define overall worth. Now, on the flip side, while valuing yourself is crucial, there's also beauty in humility. Now, true self-worth means recognizing one's value without needing to broadcast it constantly. It's a quiet confidence. Just as there's strength in knowing your worth, there's also strength in humility and understanding that we're all unique pieces in this vast puzzle of life. Both are very attractive in their own right. Now, the second thing that women do that guys love is being vulnerable. Now, you know that feeling when you let your guard down and share a piece of your true self, even when it feels scary? That's vulnerability. It's when you allow others to see parts of you that aren't polished or perfect. It's like sharing a secret or revealing a hidden chapter of your life story. Now, vulnerability is real, raw, and human. And when a woman shows vulnerability, it tells a guy that she trusts him enough to share her true self. It bridges the gap between two people, making the connection deeper and more genuine. It's like saying, "Hey, I'm human too." Now, 3 specific examples of being vulnerable in a way men love include number 1, opening up about past experiences. Whether it's a tale of heartbreak or childhood memory, sharing these stories reveals a layer beneath the surface. Number 2 is expressing genuine emotions. Be it shedding a tear during a movie or sharing anxieties about the future, it's a candid glimpse into your heart. And number 3 is admitting mistakes or insecurities. Instead of always trying to be perfect, acknowledge slip-ups or doubts. It shows that you're genuine and relatable. Now, Leonard Cohen once said about the power of vulnerability with the lyrics, "There is a crack in everything, and that's how the light gets in." Now, this beautiful line tells us that our imperfections, our vulnerabilities, aren't weaknesses. Instead, they're openings that allows others to see our true essence. Now, when a woman shows vulnerability, she's letting that light shine through for a guy to connect with who she really is. Now, another example of being vulnerable with a man in a way that he loves is to think of a window pane after a light shower. Now, dotted with droplets, each one reflecting light in its own unique way. Now, while a clear window seems perfect, it's these little droplets that capture the sunlight, creating a mosaic of tiny rainbows. Now, vulnerability is like those droplets, making the ordinary extraordinary by adding depth, color, and character. Now, back in the days of cavemen and cavewomen, showing vulnerability was a sign of trust. If someone revealed a weakness or a fear, it meant that they trusted you not to exploit it. Now, this built stronger social bonds, which were crucial for survival. And when a woman shows vulnerability today, it taps into that age-old instinct of trust and deep connection. Now, in the politically charged atmosphere of ancient Alexandria, Cleopatra, one of Egypt's queens, found herself exiled by her scheming younger brother. Desperate to reclaim her throne, she recognized the potential ally in Julius Caesar, the Roman general in the city. But how to meet him without getting caught by the other guards? Cleopatra took a daring step. She had herself wrapped in a simple carpet, presenting herself as a gift to Caesar. When the carpet was unrolled, the queen emerged, not as the powerful monarch she once was, but as a vulnerable woman seeking help. Now, this act of vulnerability not only captivated Caesar, but set the stage for an alliance that would change the course of history. From a psychological viewpoint, vulnerability is tied closely with our deepest fears and desires. Carl Jung, the famous psychoanalyst, once discussed the importance of integrating our shadow side, the part of ourselves we hide from the world. By showing vulnerability, we confront and embrace this shadow, leading to personal growth and authentic connections with others. It's an act of courage that signals trust and fosters deeper bonds. Now, there's an old Japanese proverb about why vulnerability is so powerful in relationships. The bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that resists. Now, this speaks to vulnerability's strength. Now, while the oak might seem strong, its rigidity makes it breakable in a storm. The bamboo, however, by bending, showing vulnerability, withstands the force and remains unbroken. The Bible talks about vulnerability in 2 Corinthians 12:10, which says, "For when I am weak, then I am strong." Now, this paradoxical statement from Paul reflects the idea that acknowledging our weaknesses or vulnerabilities doesn't diminish us. Instead, it brings us closer to grace and allows us to tap into a strength that goes beyond mere physical might, which is super attractive to others. Now, some might argue that showing vulnerability is a sign of weakness, especially in competitive environments like business or politics. They believe it exposes you to being taken advantage of or seen as less competent. Now, true vulnerability isn't about being weak or naive. It's about being authentic. Authenticity is super attractive and builds trust, and trust is a foundation for stronger relationships, collaborations, and leadership. Now, while vulnerability can be extremely seductive to a man, there's also value in maintaining boundaries and discerning when to open up. Now, just as a fortress has gates that open and close, there are times to let people in and times to protect yourself. It's about balance, understanding when vulnerability will lead to connection and growth, and when boundaries are essential for your safety and well-being. Now, the third thing women do that guys love is being passionate about life. So you know that spark in someone's eyes when they talk about what they truly love? Well, that's what being passionate about life looks like. It's not just about chasing big dreams, but truly relishing the little moments and diving deep into your interests. Now, passion is an infectious energy. When someone is passionate about life, it draws people in. It reminds others to be excited about their own lives, to seek joy, and to live fully. For guys, seeing a woman passionate about life is refreshing and invigorating. It suggests a depth of character and enthusiasm that's simply magnetic. Now, 3 specific examples of being passionate about life in a way men love include number 1, dedication to a hobby. Now, whether it's painting, rock climbing, or salsa dancing, being deeply involved in a hobby shows commitment and a zest for life. Number 2 is an adventurous spirit. Now, this could be as simple as trying out a new cuisine every month or as grand as traveling to a new country. It's about embracing the unknown with open arms. And number 3 is learning and growing. Now, this could be enrolling in a pottery class, reading a book every week, or simply attending workshops to expand your knowledge. Lifelong learning is a beautiful form of passion. Now, Richard Branson once spoke about the attractiveness of being passionate about life when he said, "Don't just play the game, change the game. The goals are to create, improve, reinvent, and innovate." Now, Branson's words resonate because they emphasize that not just living, but owning it. Being passionate is about actively shaping and celebrating your journey, much like how Branson approached his ventures, which is super attractive to a man especially. An example of being passionate about life is to attract a man by imagining a flame that never goes out. Regardless of the wind or the rain, while other lights might flicker or fade, this one burns brightly, illuminating everything around it. That flame represents passion, a constant warm glow that keeps life vibrant and meaningful. The flame that attracts the moth to it and can make a man fall even deeper in love and under your spell. Now, back in our early days as humans, being passionate about life could be seen as an attractive advantage. Individuals who are passionate about learning, exploring, or hunting might have been more successful in their endeavors, leading to a better chance of survival. Now, passionate women might have been seen as more desirable mates because they displayed traits of resilience, resourcefulness, and strong drive, qualities beneficial for survival in ancient times. So, in a big way, being attracted to passion is wired into our DNA. Now, Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, believed that humans are driven by their desires and passions. In his view, these passions emerge from our conscious mind, guiding our actions and shaping our personalities. A woman who is passionate about life might be channeling these deep-seated desires in a positive and expressive manner. Now, this exuberance, from a psychological perspective, can be seen as a manifestation of one's id, the pleasure-seeking part of our psyche, in harmony with the ego, the rational self. Now, this balance suggests not only emotional health, but a deep, invigorating connection for life. Now, an ancient proverb that explains why guys love passionate women is light tomorrow with today. Now, this gem of wisdom reminds us that passion and enthusiasm we bring to our current endeavors sets the stage for our future. It's like saying, if you're super into what you're doing now, it's going to make your future even brighter. So when a woman is deeply engrossed in her passions today, she's not just living in the moment, she's also crafting a vibrant future. Now, the Bible explains why guys love passionate women in Matthew 5:16, which says, "Let your light shine before others." In this scripture, Jesus, in his Sermon on the Mount, encourages believers to be like a city or a hill or a lamp on a stand, visibly shining and illuminating. Men love passionate women because their fervor is like that of an extinguishable light. It stands out, inspires, and illuminates the paths of others, making life's journey a little more vivid and purposeful. Now, some might argue that being too passionate can come off as overwhelming or even obsessive. They might say it's better to be measured and calm rather than wearing one's heart on their sleeve all the time. While moderation is key to most things, passion is a very key thing that fuels innovation, change, and genuine connection. It's not about being reckless, but about showing enthusiasm and care. Expressing passion isn't about overwhelming others, but inspiring them with genuine emotion and dedication. Of course, there's beauty in stillness and quiet contemplation as well. Now, while passion can move mountains, introspection and calm can provide a necessary reflection and grounding. Just as a fire needs spaces between logs to breathe and burn brightly, passion needs moments of quiet to sustain itself and not burn out. Both are vital, like two sides of the same coin. Now, it's clear that love and relationships aren't just about fleeting moments or superficial traits. Deep down, it's those genuine, heartfelt qualities that truly draw people together, creating bonds that stand the test of time. Now, as we've seen, sometimes it's the little things, the unsung traits, that truly captivate a man. Now, next, if you'd like to discover a free 30-second trick to get any man to desire you for a long-term loving and committed relationship, then go to getlovesecret.com or subscribe and click on the link in the description or comments below this training now to get that, and I will see you there.